Hi everybody, welcome back. Hope you've been enjoying the videos so far. Like I said last time, we'd like to start a series of videos on the big story of the Bible, from the beginning to end. I'm sure you've heard Bible stories of Jesus and Noah and the Ark and Adam and Eve, those stories, but where does it fit in the overall story of the Bible, the big picture, God's story throughout history? So we'd like to share that story with you, some of the highlights, to give you that timeline. And of course, what better place to start than at the very beginning, where it all began?
Long, long ago, there was no world at all. There was no sun to shine, no trees in the bush, not fish in the sea. But even then, there was God, for He has always been the same unchanging God. Then, at the beginning of time, God created the heavens and the earth was formless and empty, and darkness covered the deep waters. And the Spirit of God was hovering over the surface of the waters. Then God said,
Let there be light.
and there was light. And God saw that the light was good. Then He separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness night. And evening passed, and morning came, marking the first day. Then God said,
Let there be space between the waters to separate the waters of the heavens from the waters of the earth.
God made the space to separate the waters of the earth from the waters of the heavens. God called the space sky, and evening passed, and morning came, marking the second day. Then God said,
Let the waters beneath the sky flow together into one place, so dry ground may appear.
God called the dry ground land, and the waters seas. And God saw that it was good. Then God said,
Let the land sprout with vegetation, every sort of seed-bearing plant, and trees that grow seed-bearing fruit. These seeds will then produce the kinds of plants and trees from which they came.
The land produced vegetation, all sorts of seed-bearing plants, and trees with seed-bearing fruit. Their seeds produced plants and trees of the same kind. And God saw that it was good. And evening passed, and morning came, marking the third day. Then God said,
Let lights appear in the sky to separate the day from the night. Let them be signs to mark the seasons, days, and years. Let these lights in the sky shine down on the earth.
And God made two great lights, the larger one to govern the day, and a smaller one to govern the night. He also made the stars. God set these lights in the sky to light the earth, to govern the day and night, and to separate the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. And evening passed, and morning came, marking the fourth day. Then God said,
Let the waters swarm with fish and other life. Let the skies be filled with birds of every kind.
So God created great sea creatures, and every living thing that scurries and swarms in the water, and every sort of bird, each producing offspring of the same kind. Then God saw that it was good. Then God blessed them, saying,
Be fruitful and multiply. Let the fish fill the seas, and let the birds multiply on the earth.
And evening passed, and morning came, marking the fifth day. Then God said,
Let the earth produce every sort of animal, each produce offspring of the same kind, livestock, small animals that scurry along the ground, and wild animals.
God made all sorts of wild animals, livestock, and small animals, each able to produce offspring of the same kind. And God saw that it was good. Then God said,
Let us make human being in our image. They will reign over the fish in the sea, the birds in the sky, the livestock, all the wild animals on the earth, and the small animals that scurry along the ground.
Then the Lord God formed the man from the dust of the ground. He breathed the breath of life into the man's nostrils, and the man became a living person. Then the Lord God said,
It is not good for man to be alone. I will make him a helper who is just right for him.
So the Lord God caused the man, whom he called Adam, to fall into a deep sleep. While the man slept, the Lord God took out one of the man's ribs and closed up the opening. Then the Lord God made a woman from the rib, who is called Eve, and he brought her to the man. So God created human beings in his own image. In the image of God, he created them. Male and female, he created them. Then God blessed them and said,
Be fruitful and multiply, fill the earth and govern it. And look, I have given you and all the animals, plants, and fruit trees for food.
Then God looked over all he had made, and he saw that it was very good. And evening passed, and morning came, marking the sixth day. So the creation of the heavens and the earth and everything in them was completed. On the seventh day, God had finished his work of creation, so he rested from all his work. And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because it was the day when he rested from all his work of creation. This is the account of the creation of the heavens and the earth. Adam and Eve were very happy in their perfect home and garden God had made and placed them in. God had given them good things to enjoy, and they knew nothing about evil and wrongdoing. God walked and talked with them in the cool evenings.